Glenn Rolino. That's the guy's name I pronounced wrong yesterday. He's one of the guys who chipped in to help me keep doing my podcast. You Don't Know Dick is the name, and to help me do my Handsome Dick Manitoba program here in YouTube. If you want to contribute so that you can be entertained by me, Handsome Dick Manitoba, just go to handsomedickmanitoba.com, and it's easy. You press the button, donate, quarter, 50 cents a week, $1 a week, anything, $12 a year. This is what I'm looking for, $12 a year, a quarter a week, or $24 a year, 50 cents a week. Come on, 50 cents a week. 45 years I've been entertaining you. This is another episode in the amazing adventures of the Handsome Dick Manitoba Program. And don't forget, I got something coming up. I don't tell you in advance what I'm making. I'm the chef of the future. That's my cooking show. It's coming up later in the week. In the meantime, let me talk about a couple of quick things tonight. One is about a year ago, a year and change, maybe at the beginning of the pandemic. I don't remember the timing exactly. I gained weight. I didn't just gain some weight. I gained a lot of weight. I had that regular round stomach, and then I had that like little thing hanging down under the stomach that really fat guys have. I was, 25 pounds heavier than the heaviest I ever was in my 66 years on God's green earth. 25 pounds heavier. My son was like, come on, Dad, like a million times. And I said, I'm going to do it. And I didn't do it. It's like stopping smoking cigarettes. I tried for years and years. I'm going to do it. I stopped. I started. I couldn't stop. Every night I laid in bed with a pint of ice cream and cookies. And to tell you what my favorite thing was, Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream with the chocolate bits. What's it called? Chocolate chip. Haagen-Dazs chocolate chip vanilla ice cream, right? I would take a pint of that and let it get soft. Leave it outside for 15 minutes. Not too soft, but soft. Then I take Pepperidge Farm. My favorite is I love orange and chocolate. And they have this milk chocolate layer and a layer of orange in the middle of the cookies. I'd put those in the freezer for about an hour. Then they'd get rock hard. And I'd lay in bed and I'd scoop up the vanilla chocolate chip ice cream with the chocolate orange cookies. And I ate the whole box of cookies and a whole pint of ice cream. Then I might have got up and made an omelet. I mean, I was eating like Andre the Giant. You know, you see these specials about Andre. It's 17 eggs with a loaf of bread and 12 pancakes for breakfast. You know, a gallon of orange juice. I was like Andre the Giant at 5'9". And one day, something happened to me. Something happened to me. One of the guys who hung around, helped out Jake's school as far as the sports department goes, a professional soccer player from the New York Cosmos. He helped me. I lost 10 pounds, but I was so miserable the way his way was. I mean, he was a great guy, and he had a great way. It just, emotionally, if it don't fit your way, it's not a good way. Because you just can't keep going, I'm going to do this, even if I'm miserable and unhappy. So I figured out my way. And now, the end is here. Okay, so, my way worked. Okay, so X amount of months later, I don't know, I don't count. I have lost 40 pounds. But I'm not thin enough yet. I look like that whole extra little hangout thing below the belly is gone. The whole belly, I used to try to suck it in, and I couldn't. If I sucked it in, I still had a big belly. Now I could suck it in. I don't have a 6-pack, I got like a 1-pack. But I could suck it in, and it looks okay. Like, I'm on my way. I want to lose 34 more pounds. That's the weight I want to be. So if I lose 30, 2. No, I want to lose 34. That's the number I want to hit. If I don't feel good at that number, I'll gain 3 or 4 pounds. But I basically took alcohol away, took drugs away. I don't gamble, took cigarettes away. What else is there to kill myself with? Food. I love food. I get obsessed. I can just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. And now I plan it out. Occasionally I screw up, but not too bad. And I lost 40 pounds. And I go to the gym 2, 3 times a week. I have a great time. I always do the bike at the end for a half hour, 8 miles or so. And I'm lifting weights and doing the machines. I'm not trying to be Superman, but you know what? If I get this fat off me and I'm lifting weights and doing the machines and getting my wind going with that bike, HDM, King of Men, is going to be back better than ever. Okay, so that's the story about the insanity of my eating and the joy of my... Let me tell you something. You got to put it in. That's not sexual. Like, you got to go to the gym. My son, I didn't want to go today. They had later hours on weekends. They started that today. I had an hour and a half left. I said, I'd like to go for 2 hours and more. He goes, Dad, just go. Just go do something is better than nothing. And you know what? I listened to him. And I got up and I did my chest today. I did like a whole bunch of sets. I didn't do weights. I just did a whole bunch of sets on the machine, on 2 different machines that hit your chest in 2 different ways. And then I did 30 minutes on the bike. And I came home soaking wet. And the endorphins kicked in, and I felt a lot better than I did during the day when I was laying around, feeling sorry for myself. You know what I mean? What's his name? Joe Rogan. He even said, I heard him say, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I'm going. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I'm going. That's the toughest thing. You just got to make that jump. I'm going to have another cigarette. No, I'm not. I'm going to have another cigarette. I'm going to have another cigarette. No, I'm not. And then one day it's like, I'm not. And then it's 2 days. And then it's 10 years. And it's like, you got to go. Jake was friggin' great. He made me go. He twisted that knob in my head. Because now I look in the mirror. I like myself better. And I'm going to like myself a lot better when I get rid of more blubber. And I like what I eat. I could cook. I like what I eat. I don't eat nothing that don't taste good because I'll lose weight. Believe me. All right, so that's that. Next story. It's the final one of the evening. It's a short one. Actually, I don't do anything short. It's a bedbug story. I don't know if any of you people know about bedbugs. But let me put it this way. I got a guy in New York. I got a guy who's like a bedbug expert. And if you need him, I will give you his number and his name. He puts them in a baggie when he sees them, and he takes them home and he does scientific experiments on them. How did we know we had bed bugs? Okay, first of all, it was the worst thing that ever happened in my life outside of being sick. Being sick is the worst thing ever. Bed bugs is the second worst thing ever. How did we know we had them? Jake's mother was complaining about bites. Jake was complaining about bites. I was like, it's a couple of extra mosquitoes that made it through the winter. And I was pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off. The problem is, I'm not sure of this, I think if you catch the bedbug thing really, really, really early, it's a pain in the ass, but it ain't huge. If you get swamped, nailed, screwed, like it's our world now, like you're living in the bedbug's house, if it turns into that, you're done. You're done. Okay, we were done. Because we found out we had a bedbug infestation. And all these people, no. Then I called my old partner up, the great Laura from the bars. And she gave me this guy. And this guy was amazing. Amazing. Old school Spanish dude. He was like showing me It was like showing me the deep scars he got from like getting cut and shot, like 80s, like lunatic, like out of control. And he started a business. His brother was like a cockroach specialist. His other brother was something else specialist, and he was the bedbug man. So he comes to our house. They do an hour and a half once around, and they go, "You got it bad, man. You got it bad." Got to the point where this is what we had to do. I had to take my couch, and this big couch with a chaise lounge leading off, like 6, 7 people could sit on this couch. What happens is we have a pull-out queen-size bed in the middle. We opened it up, and we picked up the mattress, and there was about 1,000 of them on the mattress. So we threw the couch out, threw it in the garbage. We went to Kmart. We bought a whole bunch of socks. This is dead of winter. A whole bunch of socks, underwear, T-shirts. We kept hats, scarves, winter coat, sweatshirts to get us through X amount of time, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. He told us, okay, you got to get those industrial black garbage bags, like the really, really thick ones. You have to put every piece of clothing you own in there. Now, thank God, I'm not even a big God guy, but thank God we got a terrace in my apartment. 27 giant bags. Every piece of clothes we own. And if you know Jake's mother, she's like Imelda Marcos. She had like 65 pairs of shoes. She had a lot of clothing. I had a lot of T-shirts. And Jake had a lot of sneakers. Everything in garbage bags. We had to get stuff out of one, we had to climb and open them up and look through them. Take all your clothes and bring them down to the laundry. And you don't wash them. You put them in the hottest dryer 3 times. So we had like 10 more bags, giant bags of clothes. And it took like 2 days, 6 hours a day to do this. We had to put them in heat, put them in heat, put them in heat. Heat, hot. Everything shrunk. We got rid of about 50 to 65% of our clothing. Not everything shrunk. Most of our stuff shrunk. Threw it out. The rest of the stuff was good. Books. We had hundreds of books. Now, on the binding of a hardcover book, like the top hard part, they hang out in there. So we had to put them out on the terrace, but not the paperback, because there's nowhere for them to hang out. They also don't hang out in the bathroom or the kitchen, because there's too much movement. They hang out where they can get your blood, baby. They live for your blood. They hang out in the living room because you're hanging out in the living room. They hang out in your bedroom because you're hanging out in the bedroom. And you're sleeping, and they drop down from the ceiling, and they bite you, and they got their blood. It's like a filet mignon. They're happy. I was told they could live 12 to 18 months outside. If they're outside on the terrace without your blood, they can just hang out in 10-degree weather and live. Supposedly in the 40s, around that era, there was all these sprays they came up with to take care of them, and it worked. But they built up a tolerance to it, and they came back with a vengeance. I'm telling you, I got their vengeance. I'm just trying to think what else we had to do. We had to not do all the rest of the stuff until he got rid of all of them. So what happened was he came in with his right-hand man, did what he had to do for 3-4 hours all over the house, maybe 6 hours. We came back, we sat on wooden chairs from the dining room table watching TV in our in our new Kmart clothing. And that's the way it was. And we had to call him or text him every 48 hours. What's going on? Do you see this? What's happening? What's that? Explain to me what you're seeing, what you think is going on, blah, 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 blah. He wanted to know every detail, every 48 hours. I mean, this guy is like Mr. Bedbug. He's the guy. Bedbugs are no friggin' joke. If you're in infestation level, You're not supposed to curse on YouTube. So what happened was we did that for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. And then we had to leave the house for 6 hours again. And he came back with his boy. And he did a whole bunch of things all over the house for hours. And then he said, when I leave, I've left like, what do they call that? Like minefields. He's left minefields, like hundreds of minefields all over the house. And if they come out, if they're here, they're going to go into a minefield, they're going to die. But what you have to do now is take all 27 bags. I had to hire 2 people. It was like 4 people, grown-ups, working like 12 hours a day doing this for like 4 days in a row. 27 bags, put everything back that was in the bags, and then continue to call him and let him know what was up. So after a certain amount of time, whether it was 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, I forget, it was like 6, 7 years ago, I had to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on a brand new couch. And we had to get everything in zippers on the mattresses, all zippered mattresses, even where the zipper, the actual metal zipper has to go into a little hole so they can't get in there. Then you have these little round things on the bottom of all the legs of any piece of furniture that has legs, so that if they climb in, they can't climb out. I think we saw 1 or 2 that came out and got nailed by the stuff he left. And since then, knock on cheap wood, not one bed bug. But it cost thousands and thousands of dollars, including the couch. Unbelievable amount of physical work, man work, woman work. 4 of us together, grown-ups, breaking our backs for 4 days straight. It was total insanity. So be careful, all right? If you notice it, take a look at what a bed bug looks like on TV, on your screen or something. If you notice it, get it right away. It's got to be a lot easier than what I went through. If you go to a hotel, I used to tell this to my band. They went, yeah, whatever. 90% chance you won't get them. If you get them, and I tell you what to do, and you don't do it, ugats. Fatugats. You got to go in your hotel room. And you know the thing that they have usually that opens up? It's got like 3 pieces of, like the straps. Put your suitcase on there, put it near the bathroom. Don't put it near your bed. That's where you relax. You don't hang in the bathroom. You don't hang by the front door. Leave it by the front door near the bathroom. Leave your suitcase like that over there. When you come in, you lift up the 4 corners of your mattresses. You look underneath. You lift up the bedding, especially the stretchy part. And just look, take you 6 or 7 minutes to check out the room properly and make sure that you're safe in that room. Because there are bed bugs in movie theaters. There's bed bugs everywhere. It's bed bug mania. Anyway, be careful. Stay away from those bed bugs. Stay away from that goddamn virus. Mwah. Handsome Dick Manitoba, I love you. Don't forget to go to handsomedickmanitoba.com. I'll see you soon. I got something cooking in a couple of days.